Okay. Done with my lunch break. Ready to get back into killing these Marines. Catching up on one comment from Craig from before my break, saying no worries, Pater. I think regarding the technical issues I ran into where the stream wasn't showing up for some people. Thank you for your grace in that. Appreciate that. And then DT has jumped into the chat. Hi, DT. Says, first time catching one of these board game sessions live. Glad to be here. Unless I've got my time conversions wrong again. One day I'll learn to master the art of telling time. No, I think you're good. I have on the schedule streaming for about another 45 minutes. If I need to, I can go a bit longer. But if I don't need to, then great. Because I am barely keeping my head above water this week with the other stuff. I still have a podcast to put out for you guys. But I have been having a good time, as I have the last two tabletop streaming weeks that I've done. And so I think I am going to stay in some kind of rhythm of about 2 of these weeks per year, where I do 4 consecutive days of doing a few hours of board game streaming each day. What those board games are may change, as happens every time I kind of go on a streak of making board game content. My mind really gets drawn toward learning about other board games and watching a bunch of board game reviews and considering what might be my next board game purchase or what's coming up that I want to have my eye on and stuff. And so that's certainly been going on in the background, and I'll probably talk a little bit about that on the podcast this week. But let's get back into this right now. The Marines have finished taking their turns, and now the invaders are going to kill them. Vincent for sure. Let's just see right now if we can take out Vincent. Hellknight is going 1, 2, and what does he get? He gets a red and 2 blue. Oh, sorry, let me move the camera. See, these guys are so spread out. Let me see if I can do this. That's not super ideal for either scenario, but we've got Vincent over here. We've got Rand over here about to head into this horrible, horrible corridor. So if I remember, I'll just kind of focus on each one at a time. So this is Vincent's situation over here. Hellknight, red and 2 blue. That's a devastating hit. That's 8 hits. He's got 3 armor, so it's going to do 2 points of damage. Yeah. Does he have deadly? No, he doesn't. Okay, so he doesn't get a bonus hit. But, I mean, Vincent only has one health left. Good gravy. And this Revenant's probably going to whittle that off. 1, 2, 3. And the Revenant attacks with Christmas and a yellow. Yeah, that's going to do it. That's going to do. Did he get the range? He got the range. 7. That's going to do 2 points of damage to him. Vincent's out. That's the 4th out of 6 frags. So I've got a die keeping track of my frags over here. When I have suffered 6 frags, it's game over for the Marines. So I only get 1 more frag for free, and then the next one will be game over. But Vincent's dead. Let's turn our attention to Ran. My gosh. Can this zombie get to him? I don't think he can. 1, 2, 3. He can just kind of be heading on the way. Now these blocking obstacles, I think they might do damage to even enemy players. Let's see here. Or, excuse me, damaging obstacle is the name of this weird, toxic-looking crap here. A figure... Oh, so a figure. When they say figure, that means it applies to enemy or hero figures. A figure that remains on a damaging obstacle for its entire turn/activation automatically takes an additional wound at the end of its turn/activation. Oh. A figure that remains on a damage... So it's not necessarily damaging to go through it? Is that what I'm hearing? Important, it adds. A figure that is moved into a damaging obstacle via the knockback ability must immediately take a wound, but will not take an additional wound for being in the space during its own turn/activation unless it decides to stay in the space. So you can theoretically hop over these. But if the Hellknight moves forward into doing that, he will have to stay, like, say, right here. And what does the wording say? Does it, like, remains for its whole act? What is that? A figure that remains on a damaging obstacle for its entire turn/activation automatically. Remains for its entire. So that says to me that he actually would not take damage if he starts off of the damaging obstacle and ends his turn on top of it. Weird as that may sound. That's how I'm going to read that. So, yeah, he's going to get the party started. 1, 2, 3. And then just like the other Hellknight, he rolls a red and 2 blue, right? Let me double check that. Yep. Oh, you got a miss. Excellent. That's definitely what I want. Definitely what I want. Okay, and he just gets the 1 attack, so that's kind of nice. This zombie already moved. What about these Archviles? Maybe I should have moved with them first. I haven't showed you... Let's see, I don't think I've showed you the Hellknight Mini up close yet. So, not... he doesn't stand out. I'll bet he stands out more when you see him in full color. And again, I don't bother to paint my minis. Oops! There goes the camera. Crap. The days may be coming soon where I have to buy a new little mini tripod here. Oh, crap. Did that just loosen it? It might have. Let's see. How can I make this work in my favor again? No, it wants to tip forward that way. Oh, here we go. This, I think it likes this leg better. All right, we'll try that. But here's the Archvile. Yeah, so again, these guys don't... I mean, well, he's got some weird pussy stuff, like some giant cysts growing on his wrists or something. I don't know. Again, I haven't played the games, just not my type of shooter, but I do think that the rules of this game... I've never played any of 3, but what little I've played of the relaunched one from, what, 2016, 2018? Whenever that was. It's just about pressing forward, go, 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 go. And that's what this game seems to want the Marines to do, is keep going, push, 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 right? Now the Archvile man! The Archvile stats, let's pull those out here. Here he is right here. Look at all that range. Each one of those targets is a bonus space of range. And then the thing at the end, the crosshair icon, what is that? Oh, aimed. So all of his attacks are aimed attacks. That means he gets to re-roll any dice that he doesn't like on his attack. And then beyond that, he's got 2 greens, a blue, and a yellow that he rolls with. And then 3 armor and 2 body. He moves 4 spaces. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it is a ranged attack, isn't it? Crap. I totally should have had them go first. I could have had both of these guys go here. Both of them made their attacks against Ran, and then the Hellknight. Alright, wasn't smart enough. Well, I will prep them to be ready for next time. Because if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then later I can move the Hellknight 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'm going to move them both up here. So they'll be ready to go. Hellknight will attack, get out of their way. These guys will come in and do their thing. This guy's going to stay put. I don't want some blow-through or area of effect thing to wipe them all out at once. Not that I have anything. I don't have any grenades, so not that I really have anything like that, but that's still what's going to happen nevertheless. So surprisingly, Ran is going to survive this round. And maybe blow through these guys. That is shocking. That is shocking. Okay. So that's the invaders. Oh wait, did I draw cards? I don't think I drew cards for this turn. 1, 2. I can spawn a Mancubus. Probably ought to do that. Well, next turn. I forgot. My fault. Surprise attack. Come on now. Play immediately after declaring an attack, but before rolling any dice. If any Marines targeted by this attack have a dodge order, cancel their ability to force the reroll of any dice in this attack. Otherwise, it's an aimed attack. So I've had one of those before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I do not have too many cards. Don't have to discard any. Gosh. Dodge. I gotta remember dodge next time my bad guys get attacked. I keep forgetting dodge. But that's good for the Marines. I mean, it's looking like they might lose this scenario anyway. Okay, so we'll go back to... We'll refresh the Marines now. And first, before I start his turn, let me figure out where Vincent's going to respawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he can't quite get on the other side of these bad guys. So I'll respawn him. No, I won't. I will respawn him. Gosh. I'll respawn him here. My concern was the Hellknight has that sweep attack, and so he could attack all these guys at once. But by the time he gets another turn, Rand's going to be gone. And I'll want Vincent right here. That's the best place to put him. So now everybody's respawned. We're ready to start the Marines' turns. Let me catch up on some chat here. Let's see here. Hey, Rugged Warrior. Glad you could jump in the chat. DT says, I've not checked out the podcast. Is it on any specific topic like theology or reviews, etc., or is it just a general conversations like the channel itself? Well, thank you for asking and giving me the chance to plug it. It uses the audio from some of the content each week on the YouTube channel. So specifically reviews of games or movies or shows. I take the audio from those and drop those into the podcast. But close to half of it is other exclusive content. I've got probably one of the main things that's on the podcast that's never on the YouTube channel is my Geek Week segment, which has gotten a little bit longer over the last year or so that I've been doing it. But I enjoy it. And it's basically I catch you guys up on what I've been playing or enjoying that's, geeky during the week. That could be comic books. It's usually video games of some form every time. And then sometimes comic books or fantasy novels that I'm reading or movies or shows that I'm continuing to watch. And so my updated thoughts on games or movies or shows or things that I've reviewed in the past, you'll get updated reactions and thoughts as I continue into those, because most of my game reviews, if not all of them, are just reviewing the first chunk of the game, the first handful of hours or something like that, or a premiere of a season of a show, and then I'll continue to watch the show and give updated thoughts along the way as I go along during the Geek Week segment. The Bible study that's out on Mondays, that audio is also put into the podcast, and I put timestamps in all of it. So if there's content that you prefer to watch and already watch on the YouTube channel, then you can download the podcast, and still close to half of it is new material that you can jump straight to using the timestamps. And as I'm talking about, all the other things that I'm talking about, geeky stuff or whatever, I'm also frequently bringing, the relevance of my faith as a Christian into interacting with those things and just the different things that pop to mind specifically from that perspective. There's also a weekly, a news segment where I gather together things that I have retweeted or whatever, news items from the wider world of Christian geekery. A lot of that is new books that are coming out by Christian authors writing in geek genres, either for a Christian audience or for a mainstream audience, but still from a Christian perspective. Just a number of different things. So I would just recommend checking it out. It's called the Christian Geek Central podcast, and you can find that on iTunes or most any other podcast service. So anyway, thanks for the question. Backlog Vault says, glad to be here for this. Is there a tabletop game that disappointed you or did not end up enjoying as much as you thought you would? Sure. And I've gotten rid of a number of those over the years. Let's see, I really wanted to like Arkham Horror, and it just ended up being too mechanically bogged down and not quite what I wanted from that experience. Let's see. In some ways, One Deck Dungeon, it doesn't always feel as much like a dungeon crawl as I'd really like it to feel. It feels a little bit more like a puzzle sometimes than a dungeon crawl. Still enjoy it. I'm not getting rid of it. Rogue Dungeon, which I reviewed in the fall of 2021, I may end up not keeping. I'm not sure. I like it more as a fairly portable dungeon crawl compared to One Deck Dungeon, but I'm not sure if it has just more busyness and setup than I really want. I don't know. I need to play that again. And what else? Gloomhaven, back in the day, spent a pretty penny on that, and that one really feels like a puzzle or like an abstract mechanical thing that the theme is very beautifully yet certainly pasted on, rather than the mechanics representing the theme, like equipment and stuff and what you're doing. I've talked about several times the issues I have with the war between theme and mechanics going on in Gloomhaven. Sword and Sorcery Immortal Souls, I really like what that game does in a lot of ways, mechanically, thematically, and how it marries the two. But it's got a lot going on. It has a higher rating of complexity on Boardgame Geek than even Gloomhaven. And understandably, especially as a solo player, there's a lot to keep track of with how they've automated the enemies. The AI design in that is really cool. And so I've not sold that game, and I bought one, maybe two expansions for it now. I think I have two expansions for it. And I just don't think I can bring myself to sell it. But when I think about bringing it out and playing it, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I have to really have the mental alertness to play that one. And I just typically, at the end of a night of weeknight, when I want to get out a game or something, I've used all that really intense focusing energy during the day with the nature of my work. So doing that at the end of the night is just not really what I want to do. So, so yeah, there's a number of games over the years. I think I've slowly gotten better at selling them when I realize I am not going to get back into this. And maybe I'll do that someday with Sword and Sorcery, but I just love it in so many ways so much and want to continue loving it, that it may be a while, if ever, before I pull the trigger on getting rid of that. But yes, absolutely that has been the case. And I even try really hard. I watch I'm pretty frugal as a gamer or as a hobbyist in general, whatever it is. When it comes to video games or tabletop games, I watch lots of reviews. Multiple reviews, and then sometimes playthrough sessions. And if I can, I'll look at the rule book. I really try to make very informed decisions. Especially board games can be expensive to hit that purchase button on Amazon or wherever you're buying it. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. So let's get back into this now. Let's do Vincent first. Not that he needs to clear a path for Ran, but let's you know what? No, let's do Ran first. Because Ran will probably be able to get through this teleport and reveal what's beyond, and that may inform what I decide to do with Vincent. So, Ran is going first. And he is definitely going to sprint, and with his scout ability or recon ability, he can move through enemies and blocking obstacles. And with scout, he can move 12 spaces when he sprints instead of 8. Here we go, Ran. Ran is the freaking man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he can make use of that. Sure, pick it up. That's 3 tokens he gets right back. Another video gamey thing here is that you can't hang on to these health pickups. you just get them. They just get applied to you instantly as you pass over them. And I might sometime house rule that you can just hang on to these. It doesn't represent the video game well to do that, but I don't really care. Really what I want out of this game is a sci-fi dungeon crawl. I don't really care about it being a video game or Doom-like experience. So let's see, he was here. He went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now I need to look up the rules for the teleport space. I don't remember how these work. I think maybe you just spend a movement point and then you move through to the other side. Oh, come on now. Oh, here we go. Teleporters. Teleporters enable rapid movement for the Marines around the board. If a Marine is in the same space as a teleporter token, he may, for one space of movement, move to another teleporter of the matching color anywhere on the board. Teleporters are explained in more detail on page 10. Teleport. Okay, here we go. Instant movement, single space of movement. Not an invader, though. That's cool. And you then reveal, if it's the other end of the teleporter is not revealed, you reveal it as they move through. So cool, let's do that. So, let me count this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 to get him through. So then he'll appear on the other side of the portal, and after I set up this room, I have to remember Ran has 2 points of movement left. 2 points of movement left. And it is going to be, man, table space. That is the challenge of streaming this. With my office set up, it's not always the ideal way. There go my instruction booklets sliding off the table. Gonna have to go pick those up. So, I mean, this is like, if I just zoom out for a second here, I have crammed all of this that I possibly can. This here normally gets set sideways and would be sitting right here, but there's not really a good place for that now. So it's a good thing the camera is somewhat mobile, because I need to set up this room over here now. Yeah. Sorry, I don't have a very cool thematic background back here. All right, what do we got going on? Well, we've got the other end of the portal. There we go. So that I'll put there. And then we've got definitely some monsters going on in here. We've got 1, 2, 3 zombies potentially. So we'll check one by one to see if these actually end up being zombies. Zombie number 1 is a zombie. Zombie number 2 is a zombie commando. Sorry, let me put those there. And zombie number 3 is another zombie commando. Alright, so these 3 guys, we got one there. They're just standing there waiting to greet him. Not cool. Oh, sorry, let's do like that, I guess. Alright. Then we got some imps to put out. How many potentially? 1, 2, 3 imps potentially. And let's see if that's what they actually are. Imp number 1 is an imp. Imp number 2 is not an imp. It's a revenant. If I can find one, here we go. And imp number 3 is an imp. So these guys get lined up right here. What else? We got some toxic sludge blocking obstacle type things. One there. One there. I'll try to find a more ideal camera position in a second here. We've got a Hellknight, because of course we do. Actually, you know what? I'll just teleport this one. It's supposed to be... Oh, I guess it doesn't have to be a green. Oh, well. So, teleport this one. That other one's not going to catch up and be useful anytime soon. And then finally, we've got a big bad. What is this thing? What is it called? Oh, I don't have enough room for all my... Oh, here we go. Fighting for table space here. It's a Cyberdemon. Good gravy. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. Oops. Well, he fell apart. I think you're probably supposed to glue these parts together, but I didn't. I don't. Look at that guy. He's got like a big, I don't know, Gatling gun or something for a right arm. Again, it doesn't make sense to me, but I do love the mashup of presumably spiritual creatures of some kind with sci-fi tech that for some reason they've developed in their society. I don't know what's going on. So let's see. Sometimes I think it's better if there is no explanation. I think that's one thing that I like about Lovecraftian horror, is there's just weird stuff that they don't explain, and so your imagination is just going, what the crap? How and why? And you don't get those answers, you know? I like that. I like answers to those kinds of questions in non-horror settings, but in horror, I think it plays up that fear of the unknown, fear of the weird and the other and the disturbing and stuff, you know? So let's see. And then finally we've got a door. And yes, it's the door that I'm looking for. As long as I still have it in my bag. Is that door missing? Where's the red door? Oh my gosh, game. I need the red door. Alright. I'm not going to bring things to a halt to search for the door I need. We're going to say it's a blue door. Oh no. Oh no. So there is a door here, and that leads out, but I don't have the key. Crap. So this definitely does affect what Vincent is going to do. Let me, ugh. Man, this dumb camera. So he does appear here, and he's got 2 movement points left. But I think he's probably just going to run back. I mean, crap, he's in the middle of it. He's got a gauntlet in front of him. He's just going to die. He's just going to die. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to win this scenario. So I think I might just keep him here and see if he can somehow... No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. He's going back. We're just going to forget that room for a while, and you guys might as well just forget that it exists too, because this game's going to be over long before we get back to it. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, Rand reemerges back at the teleport here. That's his 1 space of movement, and then you know what? Let's pick up the Berzerk token. He might have enough health that he'll be able to use this. And let me remind myself, and also share with you, the rules behind the Berzerk token. This is a cool thing. I don't know that I'm going to be able to take advantage of it very well, but the Berzerk token is cool. Here we go. These tokens represent a drug that drives a Marine berserk. When a Marine picks up a Berzerk token, he immediately places it by his equipment bin with the unfaded side up. So it's got 2 sides here. It's got this side, which I guess shows something that's Berzerk. I don't even know what I'm looking at there. And then this side, which is partially faded. So I put it unfaded side up on my equipment bin. Actually, you know what? To remember, though, I'm actually just going to place it underneath him. Because I don't always look at my equipment bin. So that's where I like to put their order tokens and stuff. Places it under equipment bin, unfaded side up. While a Marine possesses a Berzerk token, he may only attack with his fists, but any hit will instantly kill any invader, regardless of the invader's armor or wound rating. So man, this would be so cool to have right before charging into this impossible final room. But anyway, the effects of the Berzerk token quickly fade at the end of the Marine's next turn. So not this turn, but the end of his next turn. He turns the token over, revealing the half-faded side. Then at the end of the following turn, he discards the Berzerk token. If the Marine is fragged, he must immediately discard the Berzerk token. So basically, I can't use it this turn because I was just sprinting this turn. I have my next 2 turns with Ran. As long as he's alive during those turns, I can use the effects of Berzerk to help me out. But that is the end of Ran's turn for now. And why does Vincent have no tokens on him? Did he die and I forget to tip him over? Or did I just forget to refill his health? I think I forgot to refill his health. I respawned him, but I didn't refill his health. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alright. So now Vincent gets a turn here. We'll see if he can do anything useful. Well, he's got to go back the other way. We got to go to the room, the only other room I haven't revealed, because that has to have the key in it that I need. So he's going to sprint. Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the best that he can manage. Yikes. Yikes, man. Alright, well his turn's over. So now it's the invader player's turn. Well, here we go. Let's try this guy first, this Revenant over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, is the movement he has. Boy, all my enemy and weapon stats went out the window when I had to put that extra room on the table. He's got 4, right? Yes, 4. And then he attacks with Christmas and the yellow. And he gets the range. And who's this? This is Vincent we're attacking? Did I get my figures mixed up? I did. At some point I got my figures mixed up. The blue one is Vincent. The green one is Ran. Alright. Are we better now? We're better. Okay. Jeez Louise. Me and multitasking are not friends. So 1, 2, 3... so his... Oh, that's right. I just rolled... And I got 2 hits. And this is Vincent we're talking about. That's why this is important. He has 3 armor, so he did not suffer a wound. But the demon dog is going to go 1, 2, 3. And then he gets 2... Oh, no. Doesn't get 2 attacks. He has Watchful. He has a red and 2 blue for his attack. Oh my gosh. Devastating. Devastating.
Live stream. Video games. 24 hours.